Hi again. So has it ever happened to you that you think you hear your mobile phone ringing, and when you find it, you discover that the sound is switched off, so it can't have been your mobile phone? Or when you all of a sudden think, oh, do I hear the baby crying? I definitely think I heard it crying. I remember years ago, I went to the supermarket, and it was one of my first outings after I'd had my first child. And I walked into the supermarket and I thought, oh my God, I can hear that ringing in my ears, that ringing sound of a baby's cry. And when I looked around, there was absolutely no baby there. I even remember at one point I was so extremely exhausted and so overwhelmed with everything that was happening that I walked into the living room and I thought, oh, I can see my baby coming down the stairs. And immediately I thought, that's a ridiculous thought, but I can still sort of almost see the image of this young little baby waltzing down the steps. And I just thought, oh my God, I'm losing it. And this is what we call illusions. We see illusions, we're hallucinating sort of. So this hearing through our ears, this hearing our phones, hearing baby cry, seeing a baby walk down the steps, maybe a sort of sense of something that we think we taste in our mouth. Maybe you recognize that. So these are senses that are making us do certain things that aren't really there. So basically, if our senses can't always be trusted, then how can we separate this illusion from reality? And now we are able to do so because of the fact that our brains sort of keep tabs on reality by constantly questioning its own past experiences and beliefs. So it's continuously thinking in our brains, looking back for, when did I hear this? When did I see this? When did I experience this? Etc., etc. It constantly does that so that it knows that this is a real thing or this is an illusion. But when parts of our brains become so overwhelmed or so stressed out, so exhausted, some parts of our brains just don't do that fact checking so well anymore. And that's when we can start to experience these things. So for example, I was extremely exhausted when this happened, and extremely worried about some health issues that I was experiencing with myself and with the baby. And I wasn't sleeping at all, like 0 hours a night. And this was a couple of weeks into having my baby. And that's why I can sort of explain now what happened then. But I could also immediately after it happened explain it to myself, because obviously my brain was sort of doing that fact checking, illusion, reality, which one is it? But it slowed down significantly, which is why I perceived certain things through my ears, taste, eyes that weren't there, that were definitely an illusion. And this may happen to you as well, and it's not uncommon. However, if it happens very often, or it happens and you can't directly go back to reality, and it sort of continues on, and that's definitely the moment that you want to seek help for it, because it definitely means that something here is shutting off or not reacting quick enough for you to maintain that reality between illusion and reality. So that's definitely a moment that you want to start considering seeking for help. But again, it's not completely uncommon, and it's something our brain does when it becomes extremely stressed out. So if it has occurred and it was only a short occurrence, then hopefully I can with this explanation sort of make you realize that it's not uncommon. It's just a very, very big red flag signal that you need to deal with the stress. You need to deal with the fact that you're overwhelmed and your brain isn't 100% functioning the way it's supposed to be. So for your own health, for your own mental health, and also for your baby and for the rest of your family, you need to take a step back and look into these emotions and reach out to me if you feel that I can help you, because it's definitely a signal that something isn't going the way that you want it to go. So that was it for me today. Thank you for tuning in. See you next time.